Namaste. And I think now it's time for our next presentation, very close to my heart. I would like to share a personal story. I used to donate a third of my money, pocket money, to the school's poor box or mite box in the convent school that I studied. And I knew that that money was going to the downs for the welfare of the tribals. I did not know that that money was also being used to convert the tribals into Christianity. Every religion, if it respected everybody else, that would be fine. But I think with that conversion that happened between 1947 and like 2000, I think we grew by from 500 Christians in the tribal belt of the Downs to about 50,000 almost in 2000. And as a result, there were frictions within families, friction within the society, temples desecrated, idols broken, and whatnot. So that simple-minded tribal culture that was sustained through the Hindu civilization and our ethos over time, we respected that they live with the nature, they live that simple life, and it continued. But because of this sort of conflict, it created a lot of friction within the society. And I would like to introduce Mr. Sanjeev Nevar, who runs Agnivir. And as a pioneering project, I know that dance is one of the areas where they do a lot of work. Of course, they work on many other things and many other projects. But for that, I would like Mr. Sanjeev Nevar to take it away and show us, some of the key initiatives that Agnivir does on the ground. And I know a lot of people are writing on the chat box, waiting for you to present today. So I welcome Shri Sanjeev Nevar.
Shri Ram, I am Sanjeev Nevar, founder of Agnivir, and it's my honor to meet you all again. I pray all are good and well in your families, and you would have sailed across this corona crisis safely. Without taking too much of time, because I know that this audience is already sensitized about the civilizational battle that we are fighting, I'll talk about what Agnivir has been doing for the last 1 year. Just one brief intro on Agnivir, that Agnivir is dedicated to fight this civilizational battle in the most direct manner. And when we talk of direct manner, we keep broadly two things in mind. Number one, the immediate crisis we are facing. For example, the immediate victims that we have of this civilizational battle. How do we address them? How do we support them? And the second is the longer picture of this civilizational battle, which is a demographic shift. How do we address that? So the overarching goal of Agnivir, whatever Agnivir is doing, as you can see in this presentation, is back to Sanatan Dharma. You can call it Gharvapsi, you can call it Shuddhi, whatever the name you give it. But the overall objective is that the ideologies that consider Sanatan Dharma to be its enemies, how do we get people from their ideology to our Sanatan Dharma back? And I use this word back because most of them, the primary chunk of them, are those who were already part of Sanatan Dharma. So this battle has two aspects again. One aspect is to stop conversion. How do we stop our people? How do we create a barrier that stops our people from embracing Christianity or Islam? And the second aspect is those who have been misled into adopting Christianity or Islam, or have been forced to adopt Christianity or Islam out of duress. How do we bring them back? So this is the overarching picture of what Agnivir does. This is our goal, and whatever else we do, it has a longer term horizon of reaching there, where we can actually create a chain reaction, where we can create that effect where, back to Sanatan Dharma becomes the rage. And the second part of Agnivir is to focus on the immediate challenges that we as a society, at least in India, at least the grounds of India, we are facing big time. We are having, you would have heard about Kamlesh Tiwari, how he was murdered for blasphemy. But such cases are rampant in India, and we are creating an ecosystem. We are already working on an ecosystem to help as many victims as possible. Love jihad is far, far more rampant than it was ever before, than what you would even read in social media or through generic media. Generic media, of course, doesn't even capture it, doesn't even talk about it, but even in social media, whatever you read is only a small part of it. So we are dedicated to stop love jihad and to support the victims of love jihad. In fact, very recently, a brainwashed love jihad prey and her boyfriend, they came and they systematically targeted Agniveer, and the girl was known to one of our Agniveers, so who would help the girl. But she was a married girl, and but nobody knew that she had a Muslim boyfriend, and both of them came, and then they just killed everybody in the family, from small children to the elders. So this is a horrific incident that happened in Ghaziabad. It even hit the headlines. So we are facing these challenges, but despite these challenges that Agniveer is facing, we will not budge down, because this is Dharm Yudh. This is Kurukshetra. One of the major focus areas that I will keep for today's presentation is the work that we are doing for tribal integration, tribal welfare in Gujarat, Dang. They have a rich and old, great culture of Sanatan Dharma, but with the influx of Christian missionaries, now suddenly the things are in shambles, and almost 70% of the population out there, or probably more, has become Christian. Our team is working there, and we are bringing people back. So for the first time, Dang is seeing a reversal of conversion. So we do a lot of tribal welfare integration work. We do a lot of Dalit unity integration. A significant number of people in Agniveer are from Dalit community, or so-called Dalit community, the scheduled castes, and the reason is, first of all, the scheduled caste people are one of the most dharmic communities that you can see. However, they are being specifically targeted to break the Hindu unity by these anti-Hindu forces. So these days you will see a lot about Jai Bhim, Jai Meme. So our goal is to break that nexus. We do a lot of Beti Raksha, which is all about stopping love jihad, encouraging Muslim betis to adopt Sanatan Dharma and marry Hindus. Gauraksha is another prime focus, and now in last year in Gujarat we saved thousands of cows. It became a talking point because that was the time when PETA had also issued that holding on why Hindus should have a Raksha Bandhan where they don't use leather. We went and raided even some of their masjid, etc., because Eid is the time when they deliberately kill cows. We have started ambulance service to serve injured Gomatas. Another big project that we have taken this time is Mandir Nirman. So this is again in Gujarat, in among tribals, among Vanvasis. We have identified 50 mandirs, and I will show you a brief presentation of the work we do and this mandir aspect also. Let me just show you. We identified these 50 mandirs, and we are renovating them. We are rebuilding them. They are in completely ruined state. So you can see, some of the pictures. So how we identified these places, and now we are working to rebuild them, construct them, and create mandirs as the nodes of dharmic ecosystem, because we believe that mandirs are not only for spiritual upliftment, mandirs are not only for our spiritual growth, but these are also crucial, critical, mandatory nodes of our social ecosystem, our economic ecosystem, and to support the entire Sanatan Parivar as a whole. Uh, we have started this Atmanirbhar project where we are supporting the Sanatani Dharmic people generate self-employment. We have started a niche where we are creating these dharmic handicrafts and dharmic small to large mandirs and designs for home. We have a lot of books, publication material which we use, which we have published. We have around 27 books which are in already in public, and we create a lot of other content, easy to read content for masses to bring them back to Sanatan Dharma and know about our enemies. Some of you would have been aware of the Gems of Bollywood project that I started with an eminent journalist, Swati Goyal Sharma ji, and this has been very crucial in getting some of the anti-Hindu things made in name of entertainment being questioned even by government. So, for example, you would have heard about the film Tandav, the web series Tandav, which had to be censored. We have also Lakshmi Bomb film got flopped. So we are creating awareness through this channel, and very recently we are working on a project to support the government in to create to support the government for policy making in this regard. We also started Gems of News in the same line to bring out the hypocrisy of our media. There is another handle, Pakistan Untold, which again became popular, which has been used by key people, key officials, because this brings true picture of Pakistan, so that evidence is brought here. Another initiative that we have recently begun is Pujari Seva, because we have always believed that the Pujari community has been one of the most vulnerable and villainized community. Everything from media to textbooks to the general discourse that we see, the news, they paint these pujaris as some kind of a villain. You watch any Bollywood movie and you will understand what I am talking about. We created a Sevanay Utthan Foundation where we are supporting the needy pujaris, helping them because they also don't have any kind of a governmental support mechanism in place, and then everybody just villainizes it. Dhongi sadhu, muh mein ram, bagal mein churi. The kind of lingo also that has been brought in our mind is such that, and that is why this palgar happens. The moment somebody sees a saffron clothed person, they say, ye to dhongi hai, dhongi baba. So we are trying to support, and we want to grow it into a big ecosystem. During the Delhi riots, which was one of the worst riots in the hub of the country during a VIP visit, it was a massive riot. So I personally was on the field trying to do rehab, and after the riots were over, we have reached out to victims and we have supported as many victims as possible with fund support, and now we are reviving the culture of puja bhakti, because there are these small mandirs, and people were scared after the riots to come out and do worship. So now we have created a team out there in northeast Delhi, and we are bringing people to streets on Tuesdays and Saturdays to sing Hanuman Chalisa, to do puja, to bring to show a community level support, to show a community integration, and get out of their homes. So because that is the only way we can prevent riots. So that dharmic ecosystem is now being rebuilt. This is despite very, I would say it is one of the most dangerous places today in India, even today. But yes, dharma has to be served. Much more is coming. Let me just take you very briefly through a presentation on some of the things I discussed. So this was how we used we use Ganesh Puja, Ganesh Mahotsav as a way to integrate the tribals in Gujarat because they had an old tradition of worshipping Ganpati, which was kind of cut by these biblical forces. We recently did a Ghar Wapsi of 25 families in missionary Gujarat. This was during the Corona crisis. In another village, we did reconversion of 7 families. These are some pictures of Ganesh Utsav. So this is how we are reviving their cultural heritage back. So these are some news coverages that we got. This is our project Atmanirbhar,
an initiative by Agniveer for tribals of Dang, Gujarat. Agniveer symbolizes the efforts of souls marching together towards the ultimate goal of peaceful living. Focusing only on right knowledge, right actions, and right devotion. We believe in one world, one humanity, one family. This initiative by Agniveer will provide self-employment opportunities to the tribals of Dang, Gujarat. After surveying and studying the market, Agniveer has started working with the tribals on manufacturing and distribution of products. We would like to invite you to join us and be a part of this journey to help these tribals live a better life. Come and help Project Atmanirbhar flourish.
So we have teams and volunteers in UP, Gujarat, Tamil Nadu, Assam. In Tamil Nadu, we are. I'll just show. We are making mandir in the same area where the news splash that 3,000 Dalits are converting to Islam, and right now there we are having a Bhavya Sitaram Mandir. So another Ram Mandir, one is being built in Ayodhya, and coincidentally around the same time we started this project in Tamil Nadu. So this is again a tight slap to the separatist forces out there, that is Dharma. We have team in Assam, Jammu Kashmir. We have teams in Telangana, Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Delhi, Rajasthan. One of the projects where I would definitely humbly urge all of you to support is this reconstruction of 50 temples that were left dormant or demolished or encroached by illegal church in sensitive missionary hit tribal area of Dang, Gujarat. So each of these places already has, we identified these 50 places where there is already a church out there, and we want to reconstruct these temples to counter the church directly. We have already started construction at 10 sites, and it would be a game changer. It would be because Dang is the hub, the key experimental ground for these missionaries. So what we do here, it has reverberations in the entire missionary nexus. This will go a long way in changing what happens all across. So these are some images, snaps from our Gau Seva, where we serve injured cows. And in Ghaziabad, we also fixed radium belts on neck of our Gau Matas and Nandi Babas to prevent road accidents, which are becoming very common out there. These are our Gau Raksha cages, which we have done with police. This is our Mandir Nirman in Tamil Nadu, where 3,000 Dalits were supposed to convert to Islam as per major newspaper. Now we are having a Shri Ram Mandir out here. This is the dharmic design, Atmanirbhar Bharat, as part of Atmanirbhar Bharat that we have taken up, where we do these kind of dharmic designs. This is our small Gaushala cum ashram in Noida, NCR, where we also conduct different dharmic camps to attract children around towards Sanatan Dharma. We have around 60 cows right now. Akhada in West UP. So this is our Balu Pasna. This is again, Islamists and missionaries have reached West UP as well, and even in East UP. So we are conducting Ghar Wapsi Karyakrams out there to get people back to our Sanatan Dharma. This is Vedic Diksha, and where we are also attracting, encouraging Muslim women to embrace Sanatan Dharma and accept a Hindu husband who would free her from the stupidity of Muslim personal law, triple talaq, halala, and subjugation of women. So these are some examples. The new team has come up in Chhattisgarh. Of course, Gems of Bollywood, I talked, Sevanai Utthan, where we supported riot victims. So I thank you all for patiently hearing about what Agniveer is doing. I humbly request that whatever support you give to us will make a historic impact, a permanent impact, a positive impact on the battle that we are facing. It will propel us to success. So I request you all to support us, join us, be part of us. If some of you are coming to India recently, I also strongly urge you to visit Dang, to visit our Gaushala in NCR, see the work that we are doing, be part of it, and together we shall reclaim our Dharma, we will make Dharma win. Namaste, Jai Shri Ram.
Thank you so much, Sanjeev ji. I think it was a great presentation and a really good insight with all the photographs and the videos into exactly what kind of work goes on the ground. And I think a lot of people have given lots of comments because I think people are very aware of your work, Sanjeev ji. So thank you very much for all that you're doing. Very path-breaking, pioneering work on the ground. And I think we've received a lot of donations. At least, I can see a couple of them who have donated, Mr. Vasudeva Raya and Rudra Nidani, and a couple others have donated. And I think in terms of questions, I think people are well aware of your work, Sanjeev ji. But is there some sort of volunteer programs or something how people can contribute besides donating? And if they're donating, is there some sort of I think budget or something that you're looking for per month for like I know the Kerala chapters, the Hindu Seva Kendram used to have, every center used to run for $350 or something. So is there something like that for Agniveer that people can sort of tie up and create a budget or a contribution?
Dhanyavad to all who are supporting us. Yes, there are rough budgets around different projects. there are reasons why I don't talk about those things much in public, but in on one-to-one basis, when people show interest, we talk to them and we get in detail. And the reason is that with all these projects, and especially with projects like directly countering love jihad and doing Ghar Wapsi and running Gems of Bollywood. Apart from a lot of friends and lovers, I also have people who are always like trying to assess what this fellow is doing, what their work is, what their deed is. So this is kind of a chess game also, which is being played, and it's kind of a brutal chess game. Just to give an example, just last Saturday, one of our Agniveers was murdered, as I told in the presentation. So it is there, but yeah, roughly if you speak, we are very ambitious with regards to our goal. For example, in Dang, it has a population of around, I think, 2.5 lakh. So think of it. Our goal is to convert entire Dang and remove every single cross out there from Dang. So wherever we are, probably, I think, yes, we can say that this is the budget for each project. But if you look at the bigger picture, our goal is to kick out every one of them. As you yourself said that, there were only 500 Christian converts at one time. And today, honestly speaking, almost 60-70%, even if they are not Christians on paper, that's what they are doing. So think of it. I have to bring 2.5 lakh people back again. So the best way I suggest is, and that is what we encourage people to do, is to come visit. As you said, volunteer program. Yes, we are now in the next phase. In 2021, one of our goal is to further organize Agniveer also from a public perspective, because we work on multiple domains and have a more organized, more structured volunteer joining program, because different people have different levels of support, as well as the amount of work that they can do given their time restrictions and other responsibilities. Something more organized we are in pipeline to create. So that I think will come in around a month or so.
I think there are people for Shramdan, if they can do Shramdan, so that will be a good thing to
Yes.
Yes.
In fact, Dang, I would say, is one ideal area where I think we need a lot of Shramdan. A lot, because this is almost a cut place. It's almost like because it's a Vanvasi Kshetra, and very sparsely populated. If you go there are either these Christian organizations, or there are some small Hindu organizations like us, and then they are left to whatever the destiny gives to them. In other places, sometimes we don't actively call people for Shramdan also, because there are a lot of these political forces, lot of these naughty forces, and it becomes a risk. Very, very honestly, yesterday my entire day was at Rinku Sharma's home. And very honestly, sometimes in Josh and Utsaha, I may ask people ki come on the ground, etc. But then I have to also make them aware of the fact that coming on the ground may not be very safe in many parts of this country. But in Dang, definitely, a lot of Shramdan is possible.
Sanjeev, this is Ominder Ratnu. Hi.
Hi, namaste ji.
Namaste. So brilliant work as usual. I've been associated with you for quite long now to know the kind of work that you're doing. I have a suggestion and an offer, and also I invite your response to this. Working with Pakistani Hindus for the last decade or so, one thing that I've learned is that documenting data and things and जो आंकड़ों को इकट्ठा करना जो है, that is critical to any movement. So when I was listening to you on Love Jihad, my offer to you right now is that I will fund whatever is needed to document the love jihad cases happening in our country. Whichever come in touch with you, we can go by the FIRs, by the statements of the parents, the affidavits, because as you know, the leftist ecosystem is vehemently attacking this anti-love jihad law by the Yogi Ji government. So my request, my suggestion, my offer to you is to document as many cases as possible so that we make a legitimate case out of it. Your response to that? Thank you.
Okay, I think you read my mind, and one of the projects that we have already initiated, if you're aware of Swati Goyal Sharma ji, because the way I work is, in these things, I would like to work with professionals who know their job much better than us. We have formed a team, and if you have recalled, we have already been visiting not only Love Jihad, but every Hindu atrocity places. We are going to the most dangerous places. And we went to this, this Sonipat where a Hindu fellow was murdered. We have already, documented around 15 cases where we have personally been present. So what we are doing is, we are not talking about hearsay here, because one of the, things that when I started Agniveer, one of the promise I gave myself is that I will, whatever I do, I may not be the best leader, but I will lead by example. So I am personally going with her in these places, be it Mewat, be it whatever other places you can talk about. We will get the actual details and we will bring them in public, and we will shut these left liberals once and for all. So this 2021 is all dedicated to this.
So I offer 51,000 rupees to this project of yours purely for documentation. I will give 51,000 rupees so that we can get a intelligent and a logical document out of this to throw at the face of the leftists. It makes a lot of difference. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Let's move on to the next one.
Thank you so much, Sanjeev ji. Thank you for all the great work you're doing. It is amazing and overwhelming to listen to it. And pranams to you. Many pranams to you.
Pranam.